Okay, I think we're ready, guys.
Okay.
Welcome.
Hi, Paulo. Hi, Ruben. How are you?
Hello. That's okay.
Great, guys. Thank you. So if you want, we can do a briefly presentation of each of us, just to understand what is our background and our specialties.
Yes, Paul, feel free to present yourself, and we can start after you.
Okay.
Okay. So my name is Ruben. I'm Belgian, and I started with aerospace. I have an aerospace background in Spain and UK, and then I moved to Bentley Systems, where I knew ContextCapture and all of these reality modeling solutions, where we're trying to promote and see all of the types of application that it might have. And so that's basically me, learning more and more from photogrammetry experiences.
Okay.
Great.
Okay. So for me, I started as a surveyor in 2006 with the classic methodology. Later, due on the crisis of the economic crisis, I went to Africa, work as a professional diver. So then, when I come back, then I start about my passion about the history and the archaeology. I start to have a degree in cultural heritage and a master at archaeology. So then I entered to the photogrammetry and the laser scanning world. And at the same time, I became a speleologist, which is another door to open it. And so with the heritage and the classic surveying, I mix it all, and I'm working with all the tools that is possible for now.
And I would say that you are doing a really great job. Well, from my side, well, I'm Philip, graduated as a surveying engineer with a master in GIS, so previously, and I've been working for 13 years in surveying and GIS projects. So basically, I joined Bentley for reality modeling and let's say reality capture evangelism. So basically we are promoting, and I'm helping the team to promoting this kind of solutions for reality modeling. And as Ruben said, discovering day by day the possibilities that our solutions like ContextCapture and Orbit, beyond others, are helping and are giving to our users best ways to work with geospatial projects and in the geospatial environment. So it's really good to see that we can help our users in this kind of areas.
Indeed, and I feel it has been very interesting for us, Felipe and me, to try ourselves with our fake or virtual projects with, I don't know, we have some cameras or some drones and we go around on the weekends to capture, and that's really interesting ourselves to see how the results are made and what is the type of value we can bring with these applications. And you, Paolo, so far, how have you come to these reality modeling solutions or applications, and especially ContextCapture?
How we get there?
Yeah.
So yes, so in the company we was interested to buy this new kind of equipment. So we buy a drone and laser scanning, and the company that sell together with the Bentley software. So I start to work with this only with Bentley. So I don't buy any software else.
Did you have a kind of specific training, or did you learn everything from the scratch by yourself?
Yes, when the company Giscard sell us the software, they teach me to import the photos, to make the ground control points, to producing the triangulation, the 3D mesh, orthophotos. They teach me to do that. But from that part to CC editor, I learned everything by myself with net tutorials or attempt error.
Okay.
And merging two different meshes is also quite difficult. So I learned everything by myself. Yeah.
And what do you think was the easier to learn, or the more intuitive, where you didn't need any learning, for example?
Well, this kind of software without training is not really intuitive, because we don't know where is the tools that we need.
Yeah.
So without training, the proper training is really difficult. It's not really intuitive.
Okay.
But you get there easily, right? So where did you find more resistance or more complexity in this solution? And what kind of points do you find more easier to learn about and to use?
For me, the most resistance was merging two different meshes. But as I say, with training is really easy.
Okay, yeah.
Now I already know, but without training is very difficult. But the most important the most important is the work in the street. Is most important that in the software.
Exactly, the capturing process.
Preparing things in the street with QR codes and targets. That kind of thing make the working software more easier.
Yeah, it matches with what we currently constantly say to our users, that most of the, let's say, the quality of the models come from the field. So it's very important to what we are doing in the field.
I always say that the drawing starts in the street.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I agree. The more training we have on the capturing, the better it will be. That's something really hard to know ourselves, to learn ourselves.
Because sometimes we spend lots of time in the software trying to doing things that the collecting data is not very correct.
Exactly.
So we spend too much time in the software when the problem is not in the software, is outside.
Yeah,
exactly. Happened to me. I spent some time capturing, too much time capturing a piece of an infrastructure that I get in the street, and then I see a rubbish result, and I should invest much more time on other aspects of the area rather than just this specific point that was useless. So if you want, we can jump directly to one of your models, to the interesting part. I will let you present. I'll stop sharing my screen.
Ok. Agora onde é que isto...
So we'll see two different, right? Well, one from Gaia, so it's a city from the north of Portugal, and another one, it's an heritage convent. So we'll see how Paulo performed not only the field acquisition, but also the reality modeling using ContextCapture solutions, ContextCapture and ContextCapture editor.
Okay.
Now
you see my monitor?
Yeah, we can see it now.
Okay.
So this is Palácio de Gaia, right?
This is the Palácio, yes.
Wow. And where is this exactly in Portugal then?
It's at south of Porto.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Oh,
nice area. Yeah. And so we've been saying that the capturing process was really important and really hard to learn ourselves. What was the capturing process then here? How did you apply it, and what resources? Okay.
So here first I made an automatic flight with drone.
Okay.
Of the entire area. I put here in the ground some control points, ground control points. Access,
we can see here.
Another one here, and then I have here at the road, the sewer here. It's okay to measure and make a ground control points, as you can see here. You can use it
So you use the GPS technology to georeference this model?
Yes, yes. GNSS, I use it to georeference this. So I made an automatic flight at 30 meters high. And then I made some manual flight around the palace.
Okay, to catch more details, probably, or
catch more details. And then I take more pictures from the ground.
Oh,
with an iPad Pro, with a tablet.
Okay.
Okay. So the outside was only with photography.
Okay.
And then I cut it and create this model.
So this is the result of 3 different techniques: an automated flight, manual flight,
yes.
photos, and
photograph from the ground.
Yeah, photograph from the ground using a tablet iPad, right?
Yeah.
We can see your precise technique that I can see many QR codes around the building, even on the walls.
Well, in this model, I don't use QR codes. I use only this normal target.
Yeah, the target.
I have here another one to georeference it because then I use the laser scanner to measure the interior, the inside. Okay. So to georeference the point cloud, I start from the outside.
Yeah.
And then go to inside, measuring everything, and I can show you.
So what was the purpose of this work? So it was for architecture, or can you show us the kind of deliverables that
yes, this was to an architecture project to become an hotel, and they want to preserve this aspect of the building.
Oh, the facade of the building.
Yes. They want to preserve it.
Section.
So then I made the interior. Yeah, I can show you right here in CC editor. Edit here.
Okay, this is in ContextCapture editor then, yeah.
So this is the point cloud.
Okay.
Okay, here's the point cloud.
And then using the point cloud, you extracted the floor plans.
Yeah. So I have here I have some saved views to show you.
So in here we have combined as well the laser for inside.
Yeah.
That's really good work.
Then you can draw with RGB, the color, or with intensity. It depends then the person. Some person like to draw with intensity.
Yeah. So you used the like cross sections to draw not only the facades but also the interiors.
Yes.
To the plan.
I can show you here. For example, this. It's a. You have here. You have here the interior.
With the sections. Yeah.
Yeah, a section. And you can see it the horizontal, for example, like here.
That's fantastic, yeah. That's really.
So this is very useful for architects that needs this kind of deliverables for their studies. So
yeah,
it's really good to see what the type of job that you are doing.
You draw everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And how do you remember how long was the scanning process of the inside? It doesn't look quite fast.
Inside, I take about 2 days, 2 entire days. All the job outside, all the job in the street with the outside and the inside, I took 5 days.
5 days. Okay.
and a few more days in the office.
In the office, about 2 or 3 weeks drawing.
Yeah, totally. And also,
do you have the deliverables show the final drawings?
I can show you here, and then we give the deliverables in AutoCAD.
wow, okay.
You can see this. You see? Have the first floor, for example.
Yeah.
Second one. The terrace. Then you have the outside walls, the facade.
The
That's
facade.
fantastic work. Yeah.
This is very detailed.
We have here the section.
Okay.
See? I don't know if you see, it's gray here.
Yeah. To have the context, real context around it.
Yeah. You see the facade.
Okay.
The section in the other section. So you can produce every this drawing.
This is really valuable. Yeah. Indeed.
Yeah.
So I would say that with these drawings, all the planning stage for construction will be perfectly handleable from the architects and civil engineers, right?
Yeah.
What do you think was the value or just the advantages of doing it with this combination of photogrammetry and laser scanning rather than the traditional topography methods that we are used to?
Well, you have here, for example, with the traditional surveying.
Yeah.
How do you draw these things?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So all these details you could capture with the reality mesh.
Yes, all these.
And I would say that in the field you would take instead of 4 or 5 days to collect all this data with a conventional topography survey, you would take at least 2 or 3 weeks or even more, right?
Yes, yeah, and the work is not so good because how do you measure this?
Yeah, exactly.
With the classic topography.
Without the position, yeah.
So for you, let's say this innovation of workflow in your company was very good, and you are now profiting and taking advantage of this new workflow.
Yes, yeah.
Great.
Absolutely. Yeah.
That's a fantastic model, yeah.
Yeah, this is, I would say, the new way of surveying and capturing all these kind of details, especially for heritage, where this type of details are so big.
Yeah,
indeed.
And talking about the details, can you show us the other model? I think is from a convent. Okay. Yeah, and by the way, you could also tell us what kind of techniques did you use in the field to capture again this great model.
Okay, the convental is this one here. I also made an automatic flight at 30 meters high.
Okay.
And then I made the manual flight also around and from the ground too with the iPad. So in the exterior, in the outside, I do the same technique.
Okay.
I use the GNSS to georeference the model. The big difference here that I use it was in the interior of here. I start to use QR codes.
Oh, okay.
So because
model.
Because first I made the outside in one 3D mesh. And then I made a second 3D mesh only of this part.
So you had to merge those meshes to bring into a unique model.
Yes, then I merged the two meshes and the QR codes helped me a lot.
And it was hard to combine them from multiple devices, so you use it laser scan.
No, here is only photography. Is only.
Oh, sorry, yeah. I mean, just combining the inside and outside with the QR codes. Was it hard?
Yeah, a little bit, yes.
Okay.
I take in a total 1,200 photos.
Wow.
Of everything. Only inside here, I have about 500. Only inside of this part.
Oh, great.
And it was captured on the same day, or
No, in different days.
Okay, we can maybe see a difference of sun, but is not really noticeable. I mean,
The outside I do it in the December, and this here I do it in last March.
Okay, even that we don't have, let's say, a big difference or something that can that can be very noticeable in here. So I think it was a really good merge between those models.
The QR codes is really good QR codes.
Okay, so and you have to do it manually, or so you have to merge them together in ContextCapture, both the inside and outside, and then
manually only with this kind of targets, because the QR codes. And then in the ContextCapture you can specify which QR codes you want to use, because the QR codes, one is for type points, other ones is for the axis X or Y.
Okay.
For scale, for example, you have many type of QR codes, and here I use it to the scale, type points, and the axis axis
constraints. Yeah.
Okay, good to know. And what was or I don't know if this is a current project. What is the purpose of this job, of this project?
Well, this job is to analyze the sequence of construction of this convent.
For historical analysis.
Yeah, to analyze what happened since its foundation, because this kind of building, he passed for some earthquakes. Later on, with the extinction of the religion order of this church, it was closed and sold to a factory of leather.
Okay.
So they changed some things. They opened some doors in the wall, as you can see here. You can see some difference here.
That's really yeah. We can see where you have passed with the iPad, probably, right?
Yeah. And you can see some difference here. So we study everything, this kind of difference here in the stones. You have here an old door here, you see.
Yeah, definitely.
So the purpose is the history of the construction, destruction, and reconstruction of the building.
Okay. And can we have a look? Do you have by any chance the results of this analysis?
Yes, I have some.
Oh, there.
But before I can show you here, in editor, what can we make here? So here in editor, I have the 3D mesh and I have the point cloud.
Oh, you used also a laser scanning device.
Yes. Because some places here is not possible with photography.
Yeah.
So I made with laser scanning.
And you used both point cloud to create the 3D mesh.
Yes. So I have here, for example, see?
Okay, with sections, yeah.
And the interior here. Okay, you see here? This is the point cloud here inside the building.
And you also used for 2D plans and architecture designs.
We have here a section.
Okay. So this is the type of outcomes that you can use for high precise drawings. And I would say that you don't need a kind of classical topography for that. So you can rely on this and really have a precise, let's say, deliverable to your customer.
Yeah. I have here, for example, this wall here.
Yeah.
And then you can draw here.
Okay.
You make photogrammetry with this.
And beyond the drawings, you can also perform some, I would say, heritage analysis for historical studies.
And then I produce this.
Okay.
To identify the different layers of construction.
Yeah.
Great.
And then I write here what kind of stone and concrete.
So along the years, you identify the different, let's say, construction techniques or materials that were being used in this convent.
And as you can see, you have great definition with the orthos.
Yes, definitely. I feel it's very important in this type of activities, the relative modeling. I mean, in heritage, we cannot trust on pure design techniques. So we need the real state of our infrastructure.
And also let's say, I would say the visualizing part of this project is very important. So if you don't have this type of details and this type of quality, would be difficult to identify these different stages and different materials, right?
This job is not done yet. I'm still working on it. I have everything here.
Okay.
So you are mixing, let's say, a conventional 2D plan for topography, but also heritage analysis for further studies.
Yes.
No, pretty simple workflow, seems, yeah.
I have everything here together. The classic survey here with total station and the GNSS.
Okay.
Also combining did you use some data from the photogrammetry survey?
I use it. I have here the ortho.
So you combined the two techniques to have this 2D model.
Yes.
This 2D plan.
For me, it's perfect to have everything together. As you can see, I have here an ortho with the classic survey.
Yeah.
Yes, this is a very complete job.
This is the part that I show in the layout, and they have the other ones here already prepared to do the same thing.
Okay. And it's not quite fast to do it manually, right? All of these section details and analysis.
Yeah.
Well, I think there's a pretty good job here and very complete. I think this is the one of the first times that I can see two different techniques. I would say even three different techniques. So a classical survey, photogrammetry survey, even using multiple sensors. What kind of suggestions can you give us, or can you give to our users about the use of different imaging or topography equipment with or without laser scanning? So what are your, let's say, advices to people that wants to improve their workflow?
Well, the best is to create a job with everything, but if only have access to photography, for example, just try it with a good mobile phone, and this kind of work only have results with lots of training.
Yeah.
You need a lot of training to get good results, and take lots of time, patience, very patient. So the best advice is to be patient and train a lot.
Okay.
Because, after that, the software will help anyway. So if
Yes.
you have a good capture, you can perform everything after the field.
Mm-hmm.
And so we talk about having this hard work in capturing and putting a lot of patience and emphasis on our capturing process and applying the best techniques that we can. We talk about improving on detail and time, especially on the time capturing. We said like 5 days compared to a couple of weeks of conventional surveying. And what about the costs? Do you think there will be a difference in cost compared to using photogrammetry and laser scanning compared to conventional surveying?
You get a better job with photogrammetry and laser scanning.
Okay.
You make a better job to your client.
Yeah.
With the classic surveying, you are a bit limited.
So I would say that having more data from the field using this kind of techniques, you can deliver a better job.
A better job, yes.
Exactly. So.
And probably also talking about costs will avoid you to go back to the field if doubts or if you need to double check something.
Yes, with this model, for example, I don't need to go every day to the convent to see the walls. I see everything here.
You just need to open the model and clarify your doubts.
I see everything here. What I need, I see everything here.
Totally. Maybe even the next step will be to put this model on some virtual lenses or I don't know, HoloLens, for example, to visualize this model directly from our office, feeling that we are there on the site, right? Do the analysis and the.
Yes.
Well,
so the big advantage is that I spent some days working on this, but then I don't need to go to the convento again.
Exactly.
Like the palace, for example, the palace is in Porto. I live in south of Portugal.
Yeah.
So I spent 1 week in Porto measuring, and the rest of the time was doing here in the Algarve in the office.
So it's also very important in terms of cost saving and I would say saving some efforts from your side when something is forgotten in the field.
Yeah, that's the most important value for me, I feel like. Yeah.
So we talked here about, let's say, good collection on the field, but also having good training and good knowledge, because if we have the data available, we can then, let's say, model everything depending on our needs, and I would even say depending on our imagination. So we talked about training, about knowledge. We see that you started everything from the scratch and you learned everything by yourself. So Ruben, I think you can now explain to our users, and probably Paulo would take this advice when he started with reality modeling. So can you tell us a little bit more about the reality modeling worksheet and the training that is included, at least for some of our users to follow the path or the learning path that Paulo had to do by himself?
Exactly. Yeah, talking about learning that is included in there. Let me share my screen so we can all understand better what we are talking about. There we go. So yeah, we're talking about this work suite where we can find ContextCapture. These two options where we have the advanced, where this is what we have been talking about, ContextCapture, but ContextCapture editor as well, and then the advanced suite where it includes orbit feature extraction that we didn't explain in this case, but we'd love to have a talk later. Which includes orbit 3D and feature extractions for more automation aspects for cities, for example, right, Felipe?
Yeah.
But also point tools for the create animations around our models, all included these trainings and some storage on Bentley servers for sharing easily our models. That will be what we will advise Paulo some years ago for the best value of ContextCapture.
Okay.
Well, it's really good to see that at least now our users have a way to, or have some help from our side to start learning and start doing the same brilliant jobs that Paulo is doing so far. So it only left me to thanks Paulo to this amazing session that we have with him. This amazing job that he is doing, it really shows us what we are trying to leverage on it, and what we are trying to show to our users, and mainly that is possible to, let's say, improve or to go from a conventional survey methodology to a new reality modeling strategy, in order not only to speed workflows, but also to save some time and costs, because it is what really matters nowadays.
Totally, I think was really concise and precise, the two models that you show and two workflows. Thank you very much, Paulo.
Thank you, Ruben. Thank you, Felipe.
Have a great day and see you next time. Bye bye.
See you. Thank you.